Hey, thanks so much for joining us here on 90s Plus on this Tuesday, January the 30th of 90s. Meteorologist Chris Bianchi, and we're still looking ahead to this weekend's active weather. But in the meantime, it is beautiful out there. We just hit 60 degrees in Denver for the third consecutive day, and again, it is just wonderful. So if you're outside, if you're not outside, well, just wait till after this segment. We should make some of those outdoor plans. Get a jog in, get a walk in. It is beautiful outside right now, and even in the high country, it is a straight up bluebird day if you're lucky enough to be skiing, snowboarding on this Tuesday with those temperatures that are in the 40s, low 50s, even in a few spots in the high country. That will melt off some of that snowfall. Meantime, Salida looking gorgeous there on the banks of the Arkansas River, and town of Salida there on the left, and downtown Denver, nothing but sunshine overhead. Just a clear sunny day with those temperatures that have rocketed already into the low 60s, and probably a couple more degrees to go for us in the Denver area. So it's warm, obviously, for today, dry and warm through Thursday, and then this weekend, that's when things get spicy for us. Temperatures right now are in the 50s, 60s, Eastern Plains, mostly in the 30s and 40s in the high country, but some of those warmer spots in the lower elevations in the 50s. We did have a little cloud cover in Kremlin. Let's kind of stifle those temperatures there in Middle Park. That's why you're stuck in the teens there right now. We should break out of that and get temperatures at least into the 20s in the next couple of hours. Temperatures right now are mostly in the 60s on the I-25 corridor and points east, 60 downtown, 63 in Littleton, so pretty nice weather overall. HD Doppler radar, quiet as can be on this Tuesday, and expecting it to stay that way as we head through the rest of the day and into tomorrow. Tonight, temperatures drop back to around freezing for us here in town. Clear and mild, light winds, and tomorrow, temperatures similar to today. We'll see a few more clouds tomorrow afternoon. That probably brings those temperatures down a degree or two compared to today, but not a big deal. Still running close to 20 degrees above our seasonal average, those highs in the low to mid 60s for our day tomorrow. But this is our next storm system, and this is the one we've been talking about for a few days now, with the potential to lead to some significant rain or snow for us here along the I-25 corridor and points north and east of there. Right now, what it looks like at this point is we're going to be getting this strong area low pressure moving its way into California and Nevada sometime Wednesday, Thursday in that time frame, and tomorrow, Thursday. And as it travels east, it's going to bring a ton of Pacific moisture with it and kind of slog it into the mountains and eventually into the Denver area as well. For Denver, I think it's mostly Friday night and Saturday where we're dealing with this. And then by Sunday, the system starts to push its way on out of here. But at this point, this has the potential for a snow shovel worthy, snow shovel level type of snow for us for Saturday and Sunday. Lots of moisture available with this. We're kind of forecasting about 3/4 to an inch of total precipitation. For context, that is about double what we typically get over the full month of February. So there's a lot of water in association with the system. That's part of the concern here, or part of the reason why there's still such a high-end potential with the system. If we end up getting a lot of that water in the form of snow, then we're going to get, even if it's heavy and wet and condenses down, it's still going to be a high-impact event for us. So here's kind of the setup. Area low pressure moves into the southwest. Now look off to the east. Notice that H, that area high pressure. That area of high pressure is going to be kind of firmly implanted, and it's not going to move a whole lot. Think of that high as like a stop sign. It's going to make it difficult for that area low pressure to move east. And so that'll allow this area low pressure to bring Pacific Ocean moisture and eventually tap into some out of the Gulf as well, out of the Gulf of Mexico. The big issue with this, if we were 5-10 degrees colder, we'd likely be talking about a foot of snow for us. Almost as a lock for us in the Denver area, but the issue continues to be just the lack of cold air. Highest odds for heavy snow will be above 6,000 feet, probably the Palmer Divide. So Castle Rock, Monument, Larkspur, Castle Pines, that's where you're probably looking at a bullseye, but foothills, also south and west of Denver, could do pretty well at this with 6,000 feet or above in elevation. The most favored to get some of that heavy, wet snowfall. 7-day forecast. It's cold for Saturday, well, chilly for Saturday and Sunday, but not all that cold. That's going to be the limiting factor for that snow. Then we warm things back up in the mid to upper 40s for early next week. Some friendly advice: ignore your automated weather apps. Are going to show wildly different outcomes as we head over the next few days. We'll keep you posted the latest on this, but one final note is that snowpack level is a little lagging for us, especially in our southern mountains. I think we're kind of moving into an overall pattern where the next couple of weeks, just a broad basis, overall pattern where the next 2 weeks we should make up some decent ground in those snowpack numbers for southern Colorado, central and northern Colorado. At this point, looks to be a little less favored to get some of that snowfall, but that's also where snowpack levels are at their best right now. So in the mountains, by the way, I should have mentioned this earlier on, you'll get your snow starting, I think, Friday morning, first in the San Juans and the Sangre de Cristos, and then eventually on up into the I-70 mountains. If you are traveling to or from the mountains, try and get that done as early as possible on Friday, and also the later in the day on Sunday. Those will be your best time periods. The later you go on Friday, the more likely you are to run into some of that heavy snowfall. Sunday, the earlier in the day, the more snow you'll probably be dealing with on your drive back to the Denver area, assuming you're heading back on 285 or I-70 from the mountains, or again, doesn't matter. But if, again, later in the day, better for us on Sunday, and earlier in the day, better on Friday. So there's a couple ways to think about it. I think I made that a pretty convoluted way, but I think you get the idea at this point. Impacts to the airport. This is always a big question. If you're talking about the airport, I think those impacts will be highest probably Friday night and through the day. On Saturday, still TBD on some of that, but things should be better at the airport by Sunday. So hopefully it gives you a good idea about what to expect. Again, still a lot of uncertainty. I was hoping to get some of those first call forecast confidence numbers that we do here at 9 News done today. The computer models still, they're kind of trending a little lower right now, but they were higher this morning. Still not a ton of confidence with this forecast. So we'll keep you posted the latest on it. In the meantime, once again, 9 News meteorologist Chris Bianchi, thanks for joining us here on 9 News Plus. Have a great rest of your Tuesday.